Liam, hang on. He's connecting. Everybody chill. There he is. Liam.
Yo.
What's up, bro?
Yo. What's going on?
Well, dude, everything's going on. I'm just screaming over here, bro. How you doing, dude?
Living the dream in God's country.
Bro, the hair looks amazing. Do not cut it.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna go the Malay very soon.
Okay, what's the Malay? Is that you're talking about you're gonna cut and just leave the back?
Something like that. We'll see.
No, you're not.
We'll see how it
This
goes.
looks too good, bro. Keep it. It looks good.
Oh.
So, hey, tell everyone where you're at. I know, like, we've talked a little bit on here, but like, tell everyone where you're at.
Yeah, so I'm in Australia, right up the top, in Cairns. So way up the top end.
Love it, dude. Love it,
In the
man.
tropics.
Is it technically winter or summer right now?
Nah, summer.
So when did winter end?
It's basically opposite to you guys. So where I'm living, we don't really have a winter. It's just like wet season, dry season. So it's hot like.
Is it
all
so?
year
It's
round.
technically dry season right now.
Coming into the wet, so it's like humid as 90%, 95% every day.
Damn, dude. I was just in Africa, and that was the same way, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah. Well, we just got air cons put in, so it's all right. I'm living the high life now, so
I love
we're
it.
good.
I love it. Well, all right. So everybody that is on this call right now, this is Liam, and I wanted to bring him on. I was sitting there going, who would be the perfect person to bring on to this call with what I want to talk about? And I don't know if you caught me screaming before. I don't know if you heard anything, but basically what this whole thought that I've been having for the last couple of weeks is like, it's crazy to me that there's people that became billionaires in 2022. And there's other people that went broke. And there's other people that didn't make any money. There's other people that made the same money they made last year as the year before. So I wanted to bring you on, bro, because you finally, in 2022, you finally made the decision. And you're like, all right, we're going to do this. And we're actually going to move the needle. And to my knowledge, you had the best year of your life.
Yeah, for sure. For business, like before that, obviously I was plumbing.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about business. I'm not talking about your dating life and shit like that.
So the first year of business, I didn't earn that much. It was like pretty much just learning how to do everything. And then, pretty much when your course came out November last year, I think I got my first deal, like just from the free group. But yeah, from then definitely been the best year.
I love it, man. So here's what I want to know, so let's compare the 2 years, right? Because so you've been in this, just to recap, you've been in Rank and Rent for like a total roughly of 2 years. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're number one. Granted, I know you were just kind of learning it, but like, what was your mentality in year number one? And by the way, how much money did you make year number one? Did you give me some honest answers here?
So from lead gen, about $500 in commissions.
500.
And like that was the hardest $500 I think I've ever had to earn. Like I would have rather go pick up cans for 10 cents each than go through what that $500 was. So
year one, you made $500
in lead gen. Yeah, I made a little bit in SEO. But yeah, lead gen like about 500.
Okay, amazing. And this year, how much are you making per month as of right now?
A bit over 10 grand. So 10.5, I think last time I checked.
Okay. So year one, you made $500 total. Well, let's call it, you probably made like what, 1,500 to 2 grand. How much did you make with SEO?
About 5.
5 grand. Okay. So you made 5 grand the entire year. That's SEO, lead gen, the whole thing. And then last year or this year, you're at 10.5 a month, right?
Yeah.
Same amount of time, right? Same 365 days, same the whole thing. So what was the difference, bro? Now, I know like you had a learning curve and all that bullshit, but like at the same time, I think if you could have done what you did this year, your first year. I believe that.
Yeah, 100%. I think the first year, like you don't know what you don't know. Like I went into it thinking, oh, this is going to be easy as like got hooked on one of those Facebook ads. And then as soon as I started like building the websites wasn't hard. ranking it wasn't too hard. The hard part was selling it. And like, I remember just calling up like random business owners with just no confidence and no idea really what I was going to say. It was just like, oh, hey, I got this tree job that come through. You guys do trees. Do you want it? Like no real like process or anything, like no. And I didn't have any real sales experience. So like you try to do that and then be like, oh, you give them maybe 5 or 10 and then be like, oh, we should make this beneficial for both of us. And then like, oh yeah, what do you propose? And then they would basically dictate the terms. And I'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool. $500. Sure. Let's do that. So I think just having the guidance, knowing what to do is the biggest thing. Like you don't know what you don't know. And then as soon as someone shows you that.
I want to ask you that. So you said something interesting. You said you don't know what you don't know. Tell everyone what they don't know. People that are just starting right now, never done this, or they're just getting into it. What don't they know? And you already mentioned one of them. And I agree with you 1000%, which is, you said it, dude. Building a website was easy. Ranking was easy. Selling was the hard part. And a lot of people they don't know that. You don't know that until you've done it for a year and realize, holy shit, I can get leads all day long, but selling it, that's the key. Yeah.
I think what they don't know is like if they get caught in the rank and rent bubble, like it's the complete opposite. It's rent then rank. Like that's been the biggest shift, 100%. Like even I didn't even know I didn't know how to sell until 9 months after I'd built the website and then go and do it. Like I've done all this work and think, oh yeah, this is the easy part now. But then that was like, the last piece of the puzzle that I just couldn't figure out. And I talked to heaps of other people and like, oh, what are you doing? What are they doing? And like, oh, we got commission deals. And if you've ever had a commission deal, you know that it's just like such a pain in the ass.
When you start though, you think, oh, if I can just get leads, just like you said, if I can just get leads coming in, that you said it, bro, the selling's going to be easy because, dude, to be honest, and I'm not going to shit on any of their courses, but like all the other courses, they make it sound like once you get leads, you're just going to get clients flocking to you like you're a freaking, like you're, Leonardo or Brad walking through a club, dude. Like they're just going to hand you money or some shit like that, right?
Yeah, I remember like I was still plumbing when I first got my first course about how to do it. I remember like being on a roof, putting in like a solar hot water heater, talking to the bloke I'm with, like, man, I'm going to do this business and, I'm going to build these websites and get these leads. And then I'm just going to call business owners and like, who wouldn't say yes to that? And then he's like, oh, it might be harder than that. And I was like, nah, what does he know? And then as soon as I did it, it was like, oh, no, he was actually right about that. So,
well, what's funny though, is once business owners understand it like you do, or I do, it's a no-brainer. The key is, and that's the whole sales part, right? Is getting them to understand the value proposition, right? Of what we're actually providing. But anyway, that comes down to knowing how to sell it. So anyway, dude, congratulations, bro. 10.5, that's sick. And so when you were doing it last year, were you still doing plumbing?
I was half like doing both at the time. So I was for half the year I was still plumbing, and then I just work on the business at night.
Got it. Okay. And then when did you quit the plumbing?
About midway through. So I sold both my cars, like just went all in and was like, all right, I'm going to I just was just like a course hog pretty much. So like, okay, someone's got to know something about how to do this. Cause I can see other people making money, and just dropped pretty much everything I had in all these different courses. And learned a little bit from all of them, but definitely this was the one that like brought all of them together.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's awesome. So, and I got a couple of questions for you specifically to like where you're doing it. Are you doing deals in the US, even though you're in Australia, or is all your business in Australia?
Nah, everything's in Australia.
Wait. You can do this in Australia, bro? I didn't know.
Yeah. I was skeptical too, but there are business owners out there.
Dude, I get this question on YouTube at least once a week. Can I do this if I don't live in the US? And I'm like, come on, guys. Like, of course you can. However, it is cool because I know you, Juan Finesse, Craig Kelly, a bunch of you guys are all like doing your business, you live there and you're doing deals in Australia, which I think for a while people didn't think they could do. Everyone's like, I got to go to the US. I got to go to the US. Like, no, you don't, man.
Yeah, I think like I think I also thought that at the start. It's like, oh, there's not enough business owners because like I just get no's all the time. And like maybe there's more just because there's more people in the US, there'll be more business owners, they'll be hungrier. But like it's just a lie that I was telling myself. And then once like you could sort of crack that, you just got to do a little bit more digging. Like I haven't done anything in the US, but I think it'd be the same there. Like everyone runs into pits of business owners that just don't work out. So you just got to dig. When you do find the right one, like it's like, oh, see, they are there. You got to do the digging.
What was the big, like, what was the biggest, what was another big difference besides putting the sales process in place in 2022? Was there anything else that you felt like was radically different? Was it like a mindset thing? Was it how you valued your time, how you selected your niches? Like what, like, dude, we're talking about huge differences, bro. 10.5K per month now, and you made $5,000 in the whole year. Like, what else, bro? Did you doing like freaking weed? Like you smoking something? You doing some kind of like little drug that we need to know about? Like, what else, bro?
Mindset, I think, is one of the biggest ones. Like after that year, because it like sucked that first year, and then like I don't know, you get these like ideas then like because it's been like this, it's always going to be like that. So like I remember last year, like in November, I didn't get a deal in December last year after joining the course. And I remember like thinking, even just like this year, December's coming, I'm probably not going to get a deal. But then I just went hard at it, and now we've got a closing call on Saturday. So it's like all these ideas that you have in your head about how things should work out, and like I told myself so many bullshit lies, like just to make myself feel better. Like, oh, you can't call them at like 4 o'clock in the arvo with the lead, they're probably buggered. Like, oh, you can't call them on a Monday morning, like everyone's busy Monday morning. Like just all these little things. And then once I started like doing the things and getting returns on it, then it was like, oh well, it actually does work no matter what. It's you can't project your beliefs onto what's happening has been my biggest thing. Because I second guessed myself a lot after that first year. I was like,
so
oh, is this really
in that first year, you just had a bunch of things that you kind of like limiting beliefs like that, just like you said, can't call after this hour, can't get deals in December, blah, 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 blah. You probably didn't know you could pre-sale deals either until you did that.
No, I didn't. And that's the thing, like you find it, like being able to find the answer of, can I find a business owner here? Yes or no, in like a week's time frame of like $250. Like, not getting so married to the idea, because like that's the other thing. If you build a website and then wait 9 months to rank it, like that's like your little baby that you've just spent like 9 months and all hard work, and they're like, you're so invested in it. Whereas like if you just put up a one pager with like ripped content, a couple of ads, like you don't feel bad about turning that off. You're like, oh well, it didn't work, but let's move on.
Totally.
So
it's I'm thinking of like an analogy with like dating. It's like the difference between like dating somebody for like 9 months or a year. And like, if you do that a couple times, you're exhausted by the time you've gone through like 4 different people, right? But if you're just freaking like ripping through, dude, you're like, you're not even feeling bad, baby. You're just hunting, you know?
just get knocked back. It's all right. I'll find another one tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a terrible example, but you know what I'm saying? No, that's sick, dude. So what's your mindset now, dude? Like, what do you think? Well, here's the real question. Let's go back a year ago before you joined the program, like when you were still just doing your bullshit a year ago. Like let's maybe like 13, 14 months ago, right? You're still doing rank and rent, right? Did you ever think you would, after doing it for 6, 8, 9 months, whatever, and having almost no success, did you still think it was possible to get to 10.5? Or did you think, oh, that's for other people. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get there.
No, I always thought like I could get it. My thought process was like, there's something that I don't know. And like, cause I could see other people doing it. Well, I thought I could see other people doing it, which is like, perception's everything. So I was like, well, these people are killing it. There's gotta be a way to do it. I just hadn't found it yet. So I didn't think commission was the way that it was going to be. Cause like, even just with the little ones I did have, I was like, I was thinking, if I get 20 of these, I'm not going to be able to call up every time these guys get a call. Oh, have you quoted it yet? Oh, have you gone and done the job? Have you got payment? Like, I was like, there's no way it's going to be like that. So I thought it was possible, but yeah, just like I said, not knowing what you didn't know. And then once that someone opens the door and like, hey, this is how it's done, you're like, oh, that makes so much more sense. Like,
Yep, totally.
yeah.
I totally get. So, okay, let's play. Let me play this game with you. Let's say that like you started over from scratch. We took away all your clients. You're at 0, right? And January 1st, I told you, I'm like, hey, I want you to get to $10,000 a month as fast as possible. What would be your first couple steps? First of all, how fast do you think you could get to 10.5? If I asked you to, hey, we're getting rid of all your business, I want you to start at 0 on January 1st. How fast do you think you could get to 10,000 a month?
Probably a month to 6 weeks, I reckon, if I was going full noise at it, just with me.
That's incredible, because see that? This is what's crazy, guys. Year 1, five grand the whole year. Year 2, he gets to 10.5. And now he's got the confidence he could go in 6 weeks, get to 10,000 a month, which I know you could do it because I've done it, which means you could do it, right? So what would be your first couple steps? If you were going full freaking bore, full noise, as you said, how would you attack it? Knowing what you know now, what does and doesn't work, how if somebody wanted to model that and they're like, hey, I want to just blow it up first 6 weeks, first 3 months in January, what would you tell them? Like, what steps would you take? But I mean, we don't have, 5 hours to go into detail, but like, what are some of the tips you could give them?
Or number one would be, don't try and reinvent the wheel. Like, just go into the basic niches. Like, they don't have to be sexy. Like, as soon as I tried to do anything creative, it bit me in the ass. So just like go to easy niches, big profit margins. Another thing I've been having success with after seeing Juan do it a fair bit is posting on Facebook. I don't know if it's just an Australian thing, but like, that was how I'm now building my list. And like, that changes everything as well. Like, people, like, you get people asking you, hey, I can come quote. So you've already got people hungry to do that.
Tell me about that. I want to hear a little bit, especially for the Australians. Tell us what you're doing there. You don't have to go in exact detail if you don't want to share all of it, but like, give us, what do you mean posting on Facebook?
Just in neighborhood groups, just, okay, hey, I need a serviceman for whatever. And then you'll have like all these people and all their mates tag, and you'll have like a handful of people who actually do it, like reach out. And you don't have to spend all this time building a list either. Like I spent way too long building lists, digging through Facebook profiles, and like, that is helpful, but if you can build that in like 30 seconds, put a post up, someone's built this list for you.
That's cool.
So doing that, and then yeah, just the 1-page sites. I probably wouldn't even worry about ranking too much, because I tend to go down rabbit holes as soon as I start doing anything with SEO, and it does suck a lot of time. So I just get the 1-pages cranking, get that up, and then probably scale back, turn around, and all right, now let's build these out. Because yeah, momentum's a hell of a thing. Like, you get 1 or 2 yeses, like, I don't know, just shift something in you for the rest of the day. Like, even you just hook someone, you're just like, oh, sweet, I got 1. All right, now let's go to another city. Like, just have a look. So that's what I would do. Just keep it really simple, not really stray too much from the path. And probably not even really worry about SEO at the start, just hook people.
Did you guys, I hope everyone picked up, like, the fact is, like, everything you just said, that's what's dope, dude, is you didn't say anything, just barely, that's like, oh my gosh, it's mind-blowing, right? It's like all the same shit we've been talking about for the last 100 live streams or 50 live streams. It's like, pick simple niches, focus on selling, right? Like, all the stuff we've been talking about, but just doing the work. And I love what you said, dude. You said momentum's a hell of a thing. It's crazy, bro. You can like actually feel momentum. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing. You can feel it.
Yeah. When you get like that first yes, and you're like, oh, this is good. Like, it can change your whole day. If you get something like that in the morning, like, it's just that, it's like the ultimate coffee. It's like, oh, sweet, that was easy. Like, And then if you get a no, be like, oh, I've already got one yes, like, and you can just keep going. Like, you don't take it personally, which is like one of the biggest things I had. And I actually wrote it on my board, so I'd see it every day. Like, because I remember, I think it was Eugene was on a live sometime last year, and he's like, oh, I can't remember what I said. I said something about like getting a no, and then I was like, oh, I was really butthurt about it. He's like, well, you better toughen up that butt, boy. And then every time I got a no, I'd hear that. So I was like, oh well. And then like as soon as you get a yes, you just forget about the no's completely.
Yep. And you know what's interesting about momentum? You got to be real. It's you know what? It's a hell of a thing, but you know what else? It's very temperamental, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to be careful because it's the best thing in the world when it's working for you, but it's also the worst thing in the world when it's working against you. And like for me, right? I got to be careful, like when I travel, to not lose momentum, because it's easy to like be on this grind and you're killing it. You go on a trip for a week and you come back and you just like, it's like you're starting again at zero, right?
Yeah, like a standing start.
Totally. You have to be moving. You have to be doing stuff. So anyway, momentum is huge. That's the same reason before you got on the call, I said, don't wait till January 1st to start. Start now so that we can have momentum and you can steamroll right into January 1st. And then we can grow, we can go. So anyway, dude, I love it. Also, one thing I wanted to point out, I'm not opposed to like creative niches. Like I think people, they misinterpret, hey, Nick doesn't want it. Dude, I don't care. I think this is my personal belief. I think you need to get your money right. I think you need to get to 5, 10, 15, 20 grand a month before you need to worry about trying some new niche. Okay. You can get there with the basics, tree service, spray foam, concrete, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then you can say, oh, let me go try out this new thing because my bills are paid for. But everyone, I feel like they go and try to find some crazy niche at the beginning, and that's where they run into problems.
Yeah, 100%. Like there's no shortage of the simple ones, which is like the best part about it. Like you can get your reps in and get all your no's out of the way. Like I'm not ruling out creative ones as well. But like you said, like once you get the process down pat, and then you can and start targeting the bigger fish, then go for it. But like every time I've tried to stray too far from the path, it's bitten me every time.
Same.
So
what do you have any regrets from 2022, bro?
Yeah, I like
wise. I don't know. I don't need to know about some weird shit. No, I'm kidding. Like, I'm saying business wise, do you have any regrets? Was there any mistakes that you made in 2022 that you wish you hadn't?
Yeah, there's been heaps along the way. Like I'm making better money than I ever have before, but there's still like so much that I don't know. Like I still hate it when I turn clients, and like I've had ones where I've sold a deal 1 month, like on a 6-month contract, and then the next month, like they just stop, and I haven't got any sort of processes to work that out. So like I think retention has been one of the things that has let me down this year. And it could be as simple as just like calling them up in a month's time. Hey, how you doing? So like just putting a little bit more effort in stuff like that. But not like regrets, just learning curves, I'd say.
Okay.
Like lessons that you learn that could be expensive, but at the end of the day, like if you learn from it, then it's not that bad.
I love it. I love it. How do you feel like, well, by the way, how old are you, I haven't asked you that.
I'm 23.
23 years old. Did you ever think you're going to be making 10 grand at 23 years old?
Yeah, I actually had this idea in my head, like through school, like I want to be retired by 27. So I was like, hopefully by 23, if I'm not making 10 grand, like that's probably not good enough.
That's cool.
Originally it was going to be plumbing, but you know, after seeing what plumbers do, and all the older plumbers, like they were all just so cranky, and even the business owners, like they were just married to the business. So, you know, it's one thing having like money, but having freedom to go travel and do what you want, like that's more so why I went into it. Like I'd be happy as with, you know, 20 grand in the hand every month and just traveling around. Like
Yeah.
That's sort of my ideal scenario. But well, that was back then, but now I don't know. Just the more money you get, your visions just grow, and you're like, oh well, this would be nice now. Like it expands. But it's like, when you're young, you look at these things with big starry eyes, and then you actually hit it. So it's like up and down the whole time. You never really know.
Yeah. It's true, man. It's true. It reminds me, I think I listened to an interview with Conor McGregor. Are you a Conor McGregor fan? Are you a yay or nay?
He's gone a bit nuts now, but
yes. But he's cool. I learned a lot from him just watching him, but I know what you mean. But like they asked him, they're like, hey, did you ever think you would be right here? Like if I would have told you 10 years ago, because he was a plumber or something like that when he was in Ireland. And you know what his response was? He's like, I would have said, you're damn right, I'll be here. So I loved your answer. You're like, yeah, I'm not surprised. But no, dude, it's just cool. And one last thing on what you said. The beauty of this business model is like, I think you're probably the same, even though you're 23. It's like the older you get, the more people you meet, the more you learn, you realize there's so many ways to make money, right? So many ways to get rich, but there's not that many ways to get rich and have ultimate freedom of your time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's the real rich. Being able to drop everything at a moment's notice and go somewhere. Like if you're running a pretty much any sort of business where you have to be there, like, yeah, it's not, money's nice, but you need to be able to have time to spend it. So
yeah, because if you're willing to sell your freedom and your time freedom and your ability to travel, dude, there's cool. There's a lot of ways to make money, but there's very few opportunities where you can make the kind of money we can make and have it, which is what makes it so special. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The only other real way to do this is through real estate, but that is so much capital. Like that's the thing about this business model. You can basically start it on a shoestring budget, like, and be turning a profit so quickly. Like $1,000, you'll be laughing if you do the right due diligence and do your research first. Like, need a lot of money, and it's like amazing. Like when I was plumbing, I'd get like $1,400 a week, but I'd spend all week to get that. Like you can do that now, like from start to finish, when you're like hooking people and doing the live close, like you're probably spending, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 hours per website to get that done. And then it pays you over and over and over again. So like your hourly rate over that like 5 to 6 hours just grows and grows and grows. And it doesn't cost much to get that. So
yeah.
It's
funny. I called my buddy last night, and my buddy owns a car dealership. And he does really well. Like he makes millions of dollars. But I was just joking with him. He's like, dude, are you back from traveling? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, we got to go to lunch. I'm like, I know, dude. He's like, I said to him, I said, you have a big boy business where you actually have to show up, and I have a bullshit business. And he's like, I want a bullshit business, bro. I'm tired of being stuck here. So it's crazy, man. I pinch myself frequently throughout the year. I'm like, dude, I cannot believe the amount of money we can make, the amount of freedom that we have. Dude, you can, like, the other thing is that we're not even talking about is like, you can do this however you want, bro. You can do it from Australia and have long hair and let's see your sleeve of tattoos, bro. What you got there?
Only a half sleeve at the moment.
Sleeve,
Once
dude,
we get to...
is that painful?
Oh, it didn't tickle.
It didn't tickle. But the point is like, you can do this however the hell you want. That's what's so cool about it. You can bleach your hair, do it from your house, do it from like, I don't know, man. Find me another business model and I'm in. But like, this is it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to someone last night and they like wanted to be a YouTuber. And I was thinking like, you watch YouTubers do all their things, but it's like, I could not have a camera in my face the whole time. Like you don't have to have anyone in your business and you could still be getting paid to do it. Like you don't have to show up every day. Once you've got all your systems and websites in place, like
dude, the YouTubers that kill it, bro, They grind, dude. Jake Paul, he did like a video a day for like 5 years and he finally burned out and he's like, I'm done. And that's when he started doing his boxing shit. Like, that's not easy.
Yeah. But it's like you still have to rock up every day for that. Like, you're still trading your time. Like, once you get a deal now, like, you don't have to show up and do anymore. You're not like physically going out and finding these people. Google's doing it for you. You've got your website working. Like, it's literally like a house, digital real estate.
Yep. It really is. It's just like regular real estate, but it's a fraction of the cost, dude. You know?
Oh, majorly. Like, we bought our house in August, spent like probably close to like 30 to 40 grand to renovate it. And it's probably like, I'll get more probably from this deal on Saturday than I will for renting this place out. But like, that's the capital you're looking at to get a return on that. Like, that's the thing with this business. You don't need a whole lot of capital, but you do need the knowledge. So
yeah,
once you get that, then you're sweet.
It's been a huge blessing, man. And I'm as excited about this as today as I was the day I heard about it, man. Sometimes we get caught up in the minutia and gotta call these people, gotta call all this stuff, but it's like, no, at the end of the day, man, this is such a cool opportunity. So I'm gonna go through a couple of these questions and then we will let you go, bro. Okay. Let's see. Paul says previous plumber to 10.5 a month. Amazing. I agree. Okay. Emmanuel says, if you see one of your keywords get above $5 in your smart campaign, do you add it to the negative keyword theme? I don't really mess with it. What do you do, Liam?
Nah, I do expert, but I don't really like, I put a couple of in the negative one, but then I don't really touch it too much. But I wouldn't change it just because it's over $5.
I just remember, like, it's a bridge, right? We're not doing ads forever. We're doing the ads to get the deal and then doing the SEO. And so I'm like, for me, it's time, right? In the time I'm messing with that stuff, I'm just going to get another deal. So that's just me. Now, you don't have to be me and you don't have to have my opinion, but I do know what I'm talking about. Well, at least I pretend to. Let's see. Paul says, just sounds too easy to be honest. I would change that word, Paul. I would say it's simple, but it's not easy, right? It's simple in what you need to do. You need to pick the niche, build the one pager, set up the ads. That's a simple to understand process, but actually doing it, actually waking your ass up, actually choosing to pick up the phone and call day after day, that's the hard part. Would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very simple once you get it, but it gets easier as you do it. Like the first couple, like you can mess things up, and I still mess things up now, but you don't have to get it perfect. Once you hit it, it does get pretty easy. Like you pretty much know the scripts off by heart. You know what to say. You know what's coming. Like you're not reinventing the wheel every call. It's just following the process.
You master it, you just repeat it. William actually said the exact same thing. He said it's simple, but not necessarily easy. That's exactly what he just said. That's hilarious. Patrick Shannon, what's up, dog? If you guys aren't in Patrick's group, he's got a dope group and a cool CRM called Lead Snap. His group is, I think it's actually called Lead Snap as well. So I recommend that group if you guys want to check that out as well. One of my buddies. So he says, love it. Aussie plumber just changed the whole trajectory of his life. And dude, for the record, I can tell no matter what you would have done, if you would have decided to be a plumber, bro, I have no doubt you would have been a hell of a plumber. Like
I was.
you were
like the world lost a good plumber when I retired.
But what I'm saying, it's like they talk about, Hermosi talks about the Warren Buffett analogy. What boat you are in is more important than how hard you row. And you can be the hell of a plumber, but you're in a broken business, right?
Yeah.
You go ahead.
The internet changes everything. Like even when I was doing it, like I did plumbing just because I didn't know what else I wanted to do. Like I graduated school pretty young, so I didn't really know what it was, but I knew the internet was where it's at because you can reach so many more people, and that's all it really is. Once you can reach that many people, you'll never be able to do that plumbing. You're always going to be restricted by the location, by the time. Like, if you want to make good money with like no capital, you have to do it on the internet.
It's a broken business model because even though you own the business, you're still trading your time for dollars.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
100%.
Josh says, what are some other easy niches? Do you have any other easy niches besides concrete, tree service, artificial grass, spray foam insulation, or anything like that? Or are you just sticking with the basics?
I've been having success in roofing.
You do
I don't
roof repair.
roof like replacements.
Okay.
I don't do anything with roof repair really. I don't know what it's like in the States. I've heard over there it's like more brand driven, but here
I would say that's probably an Australian thing because my experience here with roofing, it's super competitive and very branded, but that's really interesting to know that you're having success with roofing in Australia. That's interesting.
yeah, like re-roofs, like, and they make insane money. Like
No,
20 grand.
Yeah, those are sick.
And 50% margins. Like when I put that into the calculator, like I was just like, man.
You're like, I'm gonna charge $7,500 a month.
I was just looking at this like, man, am I in the wrong business? Nah.
Yeah, you're like, man, no. At the end of the day. Okay, David Appleby, this is my boy, man. David, what's up? So David, he actually, I don't know exactly what city he lives. Shit, I can't remember. He's in Australia. You guys need to connect. So David and I knew each other. We both used to live in Africa together. So he's actually getting ready to join Digital Landlords in like the next week or two. So I'll have to have you guys connect. But he tagged Ezra, said, check out this guy, another Aussie plumber, same age as you, bro. So, man, Australians are getting ready to take over the globe, dude.
That's it.
I got to
plate down under.
I got to come out there, bro.
Yeah, well, you won't be bringing those hoodies. I think I've only worn it once when I first got it, but like it doesn't drop under like 36 degrees, which is like 90.
Okay, we're gonna for y'all. I'm gonna do a tank top. Is that a better idea?
Yeah, wife beater with the landlord face.
Yeah. Okay, Callie says, thanks, Liam. Momentum is a hell of a thing. Dude, I think we need to, I'm giving you credit for that saying, dude. Momentum is a hell of a thing. That could be a t-shirt or a rap lyric, dude. I love it. Okay. Eric says, found a good population city with no CPC prices for concrete main keywords. What do you do in this case? Does Google... So I know you know the answer to this. I'm gonna let you say it. When you see a keyword that has good volume but no CPC, what do you do?
I'm going for it. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
So here's what I recommend, and this is the theory behind it. Typically, if you see high volume on a tool but no CPC, typically that means that like nobody wants those terms. So maybe it's you could argue it's not worth anything, but as Liam said, if it really is zero CPC and you set up an ad, then it shouldn't charge you much. So there's really not a lot of risk. So what I've seen in my experience in the States is if I see $0 CPC, typically that like if no one's paying for ads, then there's usually a reason. Maybe there's too many leads. Maybe the business owners don't want them. So I typically don't waste my time, but if it's $0 CPC, then you're not going to spend that much money anyway. So there's not a ton of risk if you want to, but in my experience, what I've seen is it typically doesn't pan out.
Yeah. I have like a sort of different view on it. Cause like when I put all the keywords in SEMrush, like I get the most random costs come back for Australian keywords. So like I normally go off Google, but it's worth posting that Facebook thing, making the call. Like there's so many people that like Google ads is good, but yeah, since like I've tried this Facebook thing, like that's
and you're talking about you're using the Facebook thing. What he's saying to everybody knows, he's not talking about running Facebook ads. He's talking about he posts in Facebook groups and he says, hey, does anyone do roofing? And let's say it's in a Brisbane group, right? And he'll get 10 people that will say, I do, or my buddy does. And now he has a list of people he can reach out to potentially partner with. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And like sometimes when you try to build your list, like I tested it with like building a list the traditional way and through Facebook, like there are so many businesses that I missed that I just couldn't find anywhere. Like they weren't on Yellow Pages, they weren't on Google, they don't have a Google business profile. Like they just basically invisible. They got like one Facebook page that's their whole online presence.
Yep.
And they've been hungry ads. Like,
yep. That's
so,
true. Because a lot of those people, they set up a business and they're like, well, let's set up a Facebook page, but they never get around to a website. They never get around to ads, but they could still. And guys, I love going after people that pay for Google ads because they're already sold. But if you can't find anyone, I've done plenty of deals that with people that have never spent money on ads because they don't know how to. So doesn't mean you can't. It's just a good starting point. So that's really good. Mike says, electrician here, hope to be in the same boat in a year. Congrats, Mike. Congratulations for finding this group. And dude, imagine in a year, you could be the one selling the leads to the electricians from wherever the hell you want to be. And the electricians that you're selling them to can go and crawl into those uncomfortable spaces and deal with customers, and you can make money to be the middleman. So yeah, it's exciting. In a year, this could be a completely different conversation. You could be in a completely different spot and follow the exact same path as Liam, going from the business owner to the middleman and making far more money, way more freedom, and enjoying your life way more. Okay, let's see if I can maybe one more. Oh, David Appleby is in Brisbane. So that's I think I knew that. Okay, Tanner says first day in the group today, and I don't know much about SEO. So Tanner, I think you're talking about you are in Digital Landlords because I just saw you pop in there, and glad to have you. So Tanner, yes, don't worry about SEO. Just like Liam just said, go get a deal, go get 2 deals, go get 5 deals. And then you can worry about that. And yes, we actually just dropped a new module a week or 2 ago, and we have 5 more in the can, all SEO. But just like Liam said, when I said, what would you do? Go get a deal, get money coming in, and then you can worry about that. That's the easy part. And I'm not the only one saying that. Liam also backed me up there. Okay, cool. Callie said we have had success in roofing too. And Callie's also, I believe, in Australia. So cool. Dude, Liam, what's the goal for 2023, bro? What are you going to do in 2023? What kind of numbers we doing?
Well, last year I set the goal to hit 50K. I fell way short of it. But I think when I set that, I didn't really think I could get it. It was just like a sexy number. And I know you're like, oh, everyone's putting 50K because it's sexy. Like I was one of those people, 100%. But
I love your honesty.
But, like I'll put it up again this year, but like I think that I actually believe that it is possible now. Just because I've got a few more under my belt, and I've got a whole nother year to do it. So
you do what you did last year, and now let's figure out how to do what you did in 1 year in the first quarter, right? Now we're at 20. Then the next quarter, you do it again, right? Now you're at 30. Next quarter, you're at 40, and you can hit that right there. 4 quarters of adding 10K and good retention, you're there.
Yeah, that's the plan. So I got next thing will probably be a setter, but we're just gonna go full noise as soon as January kicks off.
I love it, man.
So,
well, dude, I appreciate you being on, and I'm excited. It's been fun to watch you because I remember back when you first joined and we were just starting this thing up, and I was like, you never know who's going to just actually do the work, and you've been grinding away for a year, and now your life looks completely different than it did a year ago, man. And I could see it. I can see it on you. I can feel it. You got way more confidence. Like everything's changed, dude.
Yeah, well, once you start making money, that changes everything. It changes your whole life. Like, you don't have these doubts about what you're doing. Like, you go into work and you're like, yeah, I'm actually doing something that's making money. Like when you're rocking up every day and not making anything, like that's when all the negative thoughts hit, and it just affects every area of your life. Like walking down the street, you just feel like, oh man.
Good point. So, when you're making money, it gives you confidence, man. I've been in the spot when you're not confident about what you're doing. What you're doing isn't something that's making a lot of money, or you don't love it, and you're going to the parties. You're like, oh, I hope they don't ask me what I'm doing with my life.
Yeah,
please,
you don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you that I have a failed software company. Please, And then when you're doing well and you're making money, it's like you just walk a little bit taller. You got a little bit more swagger, you know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, puff that chest out.
You're
Get your hair back. Let's go.
You're single, right?
Nah, I got a girlfriend.
Oh, but you're not married. You guys you're together though.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're still single. Well, I mean, you're not married. So I'm sure you're starting to get a lot more head turns. They're like, dude, who's this Liam cat, bro? You got a swagger. Girl better watch out.
No, not yet. We got one more year probably of grinding and then we'll start flexing.
I love it. I love it. Well, let's enjoy the grind, dude. I'm going to be grinding out with you. I appreciate it, everyone. Thanks for being on. And Liam, I'll message you. All right.
Easy.
Okay, thanks, guys. Talk soon.
Yeah.